If you've ever found yourself melting on a sweltering summer day, only to step into a building and feel a sudden blissful wave of cool air, you know the magic of air conditioning. It's one of those inventions we often take completely for granted, like running water or electricity. But what exactly is this wonderful machine? An air conditioner is, in its simplest form, a device that removes heat and moisture from an indoor space to improve the comfort of its occupants. It doesn't just blow cold air around, it actively cools the air by running it through a rather clever process. It's a bit like having a refrigerator for an entire room, or even a whole building, making life bearable when the world outside decides to turn up the heat to an unbearable degree. The importance of this invention is almost impossible to overstate. Before its widespread use, the productivity of entire nations would plummet during the hot summer months. People worked less, slept poorly, and generally felt miserable. Government offices in Washington, D.C., for instance, used to shut down for the summer with officials fleeing the city's oppressive humidity. The arrival of air conditioning changed everything. It allowed for year-round comfort and productivity, fundamentally reshaping where people could live, work, and play. It's the silent hero behind the growth of cities in hot climates, from Phoenix to Dubai, making them habitable in a way our ancestors could only dream of. This simple box, humming quietly in the corner or perched outside a window, is more than just a convenience. It's a cornerstone of modern life. It has profound effects on our health, protecting the vulnerable from dangerous heat waves, and allowing hospitals to maintain sterile, temperature-controlled environments for surgery and recovery. In the world of industry, it's absolutely essential. Many manufacturing processes, especially those involving sensitive electronics like computer chips, require precise temperature and humidity control that only air conditioning can provide. Data centers, the very backbone of our digital world, would literally cook themselves into oblivion without constant, powerful cooling. So, while we might only think about it when it's not working, the air conditioner is a truly transformative piece of technology. It's a machine that tamed the weather, at least indoors, and in doing so it has quietly and profoundly shaped the way we live, the buildings we construct, and the economic progress we have made over the last century. It's a story of human ingenuity in the face of an age-old problem: how to stay cool when the sun is doing its very best to bake us. The journey from fanning ourselves with leaves to flipping a switch for instant relief is a fascinating one, filled with clever ideas and surprising breakthroughs. Long before anyone had even dreamed of a machine that could create cold air, people were remarkably resourceful in their efforts to beat the heat. The ancient Egyptians, who knew a thing or two about living in a hot climate, came up with a rather clever method. They would hang wet reeds or cloths over their windows and doorways. As the desert wind blew through the damp material, the water would evaporate, a process that naturally cools the air passing into their homes. It was a simple but effective form of evaporative cooling, and a very early hint at the principles that would one day power our modern systems. It wasn't perfect, but it offered a welcome respite from the searing Egyptian sun. The ancient Romans, famous for their engineering prowess, took things a step further. They constructed aqueducts, magnificent structures that brought fresh, cool water from the mountains into the city. Wealthy Romans took advantage of this by having the water circulate through pipes embedded within the walls of their villas. This created a sort of ancient, central cooling system, chilling the stone walls and, in turn, lowering the temperature of the rooms. It was an incredibly luxurious and sophisticated solution for its time, demonstrating a deep understanding of how to transfer heat away from a living space, even if the technology was just a clever use of plumbing. The first big step towards mechanical cooling came not from a desire for comfort, but from a need to treat disease. In the 1840s, a doctor in Florida named John Gorey was trying to find a way to cool the rooms of his patients suffering from yellow fever and malaria. He believed that cool air would help them recover. His invention was a machine that used a compressor, powered by a horse or steam, to make ice. He envisioned his ice-making machine being used to cool entire cities. While he received a patent for it in 1851, he couldn't find financial backing, and his idea, unfortunately for him, melted away. The true father of modern air conditioning, however, was a young engineer named Willis Haviland Carrier. In 1902, he was tasked with solving a very specific problem at a printing plant in Brooklyn, New York. The summer humidity was causing the paper to expand and contract, misaligning the ink and ruining the color prints. Carrier designed a machine that passed air over chilled coils. This not only cooled the air but, crucially, removed moisture from it, stabilizing the paper and solving the printing problem. He soon realized his invention had applications far beyond printing, and the age of modern air conditioning had officially begun. So, how does an air conditioner actually perform its seemingly magical trick of making a hot room cold? It doesn't create cold. Instead, it moves heat from inside your home to the outside. The whole process relies on a special fluid called a refrigerant, which has the very useful property of changing from a liquid to a gas at a relatively low temperature. This transformation is the key to the entire cooling cycle. The system is essentially a continuous loop, with the refrigerant constantly changing its state to absorb and release heat, like a tireless little heat sponge that keeps cycling back and forth. The cycle begins inside the indoor unit of the air conditioner. Here, the cold, low-pressure refrigerant flows through a set of coils called the evaporator. A fan blows the warm air from your room across these cold coils. As the air passes over, the heat from the air is absorbed by the refrigerant. This absorption of heat causes the refrigerant to do what it does best. It evaporates, changing from a cold liquid into a cool gas. The air, now stripped of its heat and a good deal of its moisture, is then blown back into the room, making you feel that wonderful, refreshing coolness. Now a gas, the refrigerant moves to the next stage, the compressor, which is usually located in the outdoor unit. The compressor, as its name suggests, squeezes this gas, packing its molecules tightly together. This process dramatically increases the pressure and temperature of the refrigerant, turning it into a very hot, high-pressure gas. Think of it like pumping up a bicycle tire. The pump gets hot as you increase the pressure inside. The compressor is the heart of the system, doing the hard work of preparing the heat-filled refrigerant to release its thermal energy. Finally, this hot gas travels to another set of coils in the outdoor unit called the condenser. A second fan blows outside air across these coils. Since the refrigerant is much hotter than the outdoor air, even on a hot day, the heat moves from the coils into the surrounding air. As the refrigerant loses its heat, it condenses back into a liquid state. This now cooler liquid then passes through a tiny device called an expansion valve, which lowers its pressure, making it very cold again. From there it flows back to the indoor unit to repeat the cycle, ready to absorb more heat from your room. The applications of air conditioning stretch far beyond just making our living rooms more pleasant on a summer afternoon. Its impact on public health has been enormous. Before air conditioning became common, heat waves were significantly more deadly, especially for the elderly and those with respiratory or cardiovascular conditions. By providing a safe haven from extreme temperatures, air conditioners save thousands of lives every year. In hospitals, they are not just a luxury but a necessity, maintaining stable, sterile environments that are critical for operating rooms, recovery wards, and laboratories, helping to reduce infection rates and improve patient outcomes. Industrially, it's hard to imagine the modern world without air conditioning. So many critical sectors rely on precise climate control. The entire digital economy, for instance, runs on massive data centers filled with computer servers that generate an incredible amount of heat. Without constant, powerful cooling, these servers would quickly overheat and fail, bringing everything from banking to social media to a grinding halt. Similarly, the manufacturing of sensitive electronics, pharmaceuticals, and even food products requires strictly controlled environments to ensure quality and safety, a task made possible by industrial-scale air conditioning. In recent years, there has been a significant push to make air conditioning more advanced and environmentally friendly. Early systems used refrigerants like chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs, which were later found to be damaging the Earth's ozone layer. Today, these have been replaced with much safer alternatives. Modern units are also vastly more energy efficient than their predecessors, using technologies like variable speed compressors and smart thermostats to cool spaces more effectively while consuming less electricity. This focus on sustainability is crucial, as it helps reduce the environmental footprint of keeping ourselves cool and comfortable. Ultimately, the air conditioner stands as one of the most important inventions of the 20th century, a device that has fundamentally reshaped human society. It has enabled massive population growth in the world's hottest regions, boosted economic productivity, and improved our health and daily comfort in ways that are easy to overlook. From allowing us to get a good night's sleep during a heatwave to enabling the very existence of the internet, this humble machine has had a profound and lasting effect on our lives. The next time you step in from the heat and feel that cool, refreshing breeze, it's worth taking a moment to appreciate the century of ingenuity humming away to make it possible.